My man, thank you for being down the medallion. I loved it. I saw that. Hey, sweetheart, love your hair. Everybody, welcome aboard to Delta. Make some noise. Money for everybody. Money for everybody.
Only the finest.
One of the finest. You see? Well done. Executing just like you like it.
Here you are.
Thank you. Ain't life good? Once again, thank you all for flying Delta. We hope you are enjoying your complimentary champagne, and we're just getting ready to go. But before we go, we got a special surprise for you guys. You guys pilot. Make some noise for Joe Biden. You guys president. Joe, how you feel? You ready to fly the plane? My man. Oh shit. Oh, you gotta get it. Oh yeah, council baby. Ain't you supposed to be flying the plane? Hey man, y'all shut the fuck up, man. Hey man, welcome to Spirit, man. I got my dog Kish gonna be flying these motherfuckers. She ain't never did this shit before. But shit, I hope y'all niggas got God. Fuck nigga. I don't know who hung, but shit, we got noodle for y'all, and I had a bowls and water come back in a minute. Man.
Excuse me.
What?
Can I have a coat?
Man, go get that shit yourself. Let me stop fucking with them pilot fucking with real niggas.
I need you to take your seat.
Open it up, open it up, open it up. Thank you for flying Spirit, fuck nigga. Anybody can get that shit.
Oh shit. Oh man. During these dystopian times, man, you need to laugh, man. Like, if y'all don't know who that guy was, that was Desi Banks. He's a comedian. He do skits and stuff on Facebook, and I think he be on TikTok and YouTube too. So, Instagram. So, yeah, man, that was some funny ass shit right there. Now, the part that got me was Joe Biden on the plane. Joe Biden flying the plane. Like, what in the hell? As TP would say, what the hell? Oh shit. Yeah, man. So anyway, guys, what's up? Welcome to the Good Faith Show. My name is Andre Moore. I'm still laughing. I forgot what I usually say. The Good Faith Show is only on the ATP network. The ATP network is only on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and Twitter. I have one shameless plug for you guys. Follow me and Tired Peasant on Red Note. Usernames are right there. Tired Peasant 85 and Andre X24. And also, too, guys, I had to keep saying this. Like the damn video. It's free in the algorithm. It's free, guys. It's free. Don't cost you a damn thing to like the video. So please like the video. You see what I'm saying? Like the video. So yeah, man. Before I get started, shout out to the co-founder of the show, TP. I need to talk about this more. I'm gonna be talking about this in random sections of my shows. So I'm gonna keep talking about it until y'all tell me to stop, and I'll still talk about it. Shit just not right, man. Like, I mean, everything is just out of whack, out of place. Like, it's been like that for a long time, to be honest with you, if you really been looking at it. But now it's like it magnified 25 times. Like, you look at Trump, he's basically trying to deport immigrants from this country. Well, he is doing it as of now. He's trying to end birthright citizenship, which, thank goodness for that judge, whoever that federal judge is, to block it right now, temporarily. I mean, eventually Trump is going to get his way, and it's going to get overturned. Like, according to the Supreme Court, Trump has immunity. Like, he can get away with shit. He can do whatever the fuck he want, and the Supreme Court is mostly conservative. So you'll say to yourself, fuck the Constitution. Same with the TikTok ban. Like, my thing is, if you're gonna ban TikTok, you might as well ban all Facebook, Meta especially, because Meta is worse of the worst when it comes to your data. But Meta is Mike Zuckerberg, he cuts to the CIA and FBI. They tell him to get rid of some shit, and he do it. So yeah, as long as you comply with what they want you to get rid of, or want you to, or what they want you to censor, you can do it. TikTok is weird. It's like, okay, apparently celebrities are not posting on there anymore. Like I think according to Liz, she said last time they posted about it was September. No, not September, Lord. December. Like Kim Kardashian, a few other people on there that love to use it. Celebrities are not on there anymore. And we don't know why. Um, I really don't know what to tell you. I don't even scroll on social media anymore. I just really post my bullshit and just call it a day. But shout out to other people that do the work for me, so I don't have to do it. Um, yeah, and then look at the wildfires. Like they just keep on coming. Like there's another new wildfire spreading in LA. LA is burning right now. And then winter storms in fucking Florida and southern Louisiana. Like those are not states to get snow. Like I'm pretty sure they don't have the equipment to get up the snow off the roads and salt and stuff. Northern Louisiana do. So apparently we didn't get much of snow. We got a few flurries, but I'm pretty sure they had their equipment ready for that to go down there. Just everything is out of whack, man. Right wing media taking over the spear. Like every time you log on Twitter, it's a right wing hack, or even on YouTube, man. Like YouTube promoting right wing channels. Like I don't see them promoting many left wing shows. The only left wing show they promoted is the Habituation Room with Francesca. That's all I see. The rest of the shit is right wing. So it's like to me, it's like I guess people are caving into the right wing. I don't know, man. Like this is for me to tell you guys is that we all need to come together on the left, man. Like we need to stop, put our differences aside. Like we ain't gotta be buddy, huggy with each other. Like no, that's not important. What's important is like shit already to hit the fan. Like I used to say, shit is going to hit the fan. It already done that. It just now it's in 4K now. Like shit, Ty Pinson was right when she said we're gonna be Gaza, man. It's like we getting there already. We literally are there. Like we coming Gaza. We already are. It's just it's just shit. What I'm about to say. Yeah, we're becoming Gaza. So yeah, man. Yeah, man. Shit's getting wild, bro. The left need to get our shit together. I got a few stories to talk about. I'm gonna talk about the federal judge blocking a circuit court judge actually blocking Trump's birthright citizenship ban. Then I'm gonna talk about Trump really don't give a fuck about TikTok unless he want to be a part of it. Like people, I mean, even me. Well, it's like a parody. I wasn't really giving Trump because I don't like Donald Trump. So I like on TikTok, I said, thank you, Donald Trump, and people lost their damn mind. Like, oh, he's a right winger. Oh no, he might well be on True Social. I'm like, I don't even respond to that shit, but I'm like, okay, like, I mean, according to TikTok, they said Trump got it back. I mean, he did. Temporarily, because I don't think TikTok is going to sell, but okay. I mean, call me a right winger, whatever you do, what you got to do to make you happy. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. And why is Trump um lifting sanctions on Israeli settlers? Like I'm gonna talk about that too as well, and might be a couple other little things too as well. So buckle up, get you some popcorn, and enjoy the. Okay, guys, like the video. It's free. It's free to like the video. It's so free. Like it don't charge you a thing. Like you don't even have to watch the whole thing. Maybe watch 5 minutes of it and like it and leave. Like I know I'm not, RBN or Savvy Sabs yet. Like I'm getting there. I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to be like them. I'm trying to get to a level like they're professionals. I'm still finding my way through the sections of independent media. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah. So like the video, guys, please. And also on Volume Ticker, follow us on Red Note. We both growing on there. Twitter is just ruined. Like it's just ruined, and I don't really fuck with Meta like that. So yeah, just I'm on Red Note, so follow me on there. I will eventually follow you back. Give me some patience, y'all. Like I got so many Chinese people that's so nice that send me videos and speak to me, and man, like it's just like Red Note. No, really, I thought at first like Blue Sky felt like a community, but Blue Sky really is a died Twitter. So like it's still trolls on there every now and then. Like you'll never get rid of trolls. I'm pretty sure it's trolls on Red Note too. Like people say it's MAGA on Red Note now. So I mean it ain't no surprise, but yeah, man. So yeah. So I'm finna talk about this. This is from the Guardian. It says from TikTok to Trumptok, the app's banning and unbanning encapsulates everything wrong with US politics. Yeah, man. I gotta see what the hell she said. Um, it says politics in the U.S. has had its fair share of stupid moments, but the recent banning and sort of unbanning of TikTok may rank as one of the stupidest. It is stupid because, I mean, if you're gonna ban TikTok, ban Facebook. If they worry about your data, like that's what I'm trying to say. Like they claim it's your data. They worry about the Chinese using your data for other shit, but Meta uses your data too a lot more than TikTok does. Like I said this too, I trust TikTok. Well, I trust ByteDance and Red Note with my data rather than Meta. Um, and also, Mark Zuckerberg is a fucking liar when he said WhatsApp. Nobody can't see your messages and stuff. It's supposed to be encrypted, but according to him, the CIA can see it, so it's not encrypted. Like what the fucking fuck? But anyway, at the time, let me see. Let me make this back. There we go. It says at the time the episode neatly encapsulates the current moment. It's a perfect example of Donald Trump's showmanship. The Democrats' competence in the limits of bipartisanship. If I were a TikTok team, I'd come up with some sort of experimental dance. Oh God. Oh God. This is what people think people on TikTok do. They just do dances. Like they actually banned TikTok because of Israel. Israel was complaining about it because those teens you were talking about, the ones that do the dancing, like on that show called Eve's, that dancing and the game dancing and emphasizing. They actually talking about what was going on in Gaza, right, all the way up to October 7th. So, and the government didn't like that. I mean, Israel's government didn't like that, so that's why it was banned. Um, to illustrate these themes, but I'm old and completely devoid of rhythm. Yeah, no shit. If you think that all TikTok is. So words are going to have to suffice. Let's start with Trump. With his usual talents for self-promotion, has promoted himself as the guy who brought TikTok back from the dead, despite being responsible for signing his death warrant in the first place. To refresh everyone's memory, now this is the important part, guys. In 2020, Trump issued vaguely worded executive orders that describe TikTok and WeChat as threats to national security. Now, if some of y'all probably don't remember, apparently some TikTokers bought tickets to Trump's rally, and a lot of people didn't show up, and Trump was really angry about it because Trump loved the big crowds, man. I love the big crowds. I had the biggest crowd at my inauguration back in 2016. Then then Obama, then Bush, then Clinton. Like this man is just so infatuated with himself. Like I wish MAGA would learn that this man don't give a shit about him, but okay. Yeah, like that's why he wanted to ban TikTok. Shout out to those TikTokers that did that shit. Like that's so base. It says there doesn't seem to be much evidence, by the way, that TikTok is any more of a threat to national security than any of the other data sucking apps we all have on our phones. That's so true. Meta is the worst. The main argument for its critics seem to be that they have some Chinese owners, and they're clearly not going to be responsible stewards of people data in the way that Americans such as Mark Zuckerberg are. Exactly. So they show you they full of shit. It says Trump's executive order kicked off multiple years of legal challenges around TikTok. In the end, the Republicans and the Democrats unified behind an effort to force the sale of the app. Last April, Biden signed a bipartisan legislation requiring TikTok parent ByteDance to sell to a U.S. owner within a year or two shutdown. Having both sides of the aisle work together towards a common goal is increasingly rare, by the way. Yeah, because both sides take APAC money. You know, APAC is Israel's SIP buddy. And you know, now APAC is a foreign agent to Israel, and Israel don't like the young people who are doing the dances talking about Israel in a negative light. It took TikTok to bring Republicans and Democrats together in Congress. Bloomberg marveled at the time the war in Gaza reportedly played a role in a certain spirit of unity. Numerous politicians expressed concern that there was too much pro-Palestine content on the app. Of course, that's why they banned it. Indeed, Mitt Romney referenced the issue in relation to the overwhelming support to shut TikTok down. Having set all this chaos in motion, Trump started to slowly change his tune about TikTok. In December, he proclaimed that he had a warm spot in his heart for the app because it helped him gain traction with young people. Yeah, and also made a fool out of yourself too. One imagines that spot in his heart had grown even warmer because TikTok now has turned itself into one of Trump's biggest cheerleaders. That's what he wanted. On Saturday night, shortly before a deeply unpopular ban was about to go in effect, TikTok went dark for its 170 million U.S. users, but hinted that Trump might save it. Then, less than 24 hours later, TikTok was brought back to life. Its users are greeted with a welcome message proclaiming, as a result of Donald Trump's efforts, TikTok is back in the U.S. It was a brilliant PR for the incoming president. That's what it was about. TikTok isn't safe, to be clear. Its future is still uncertain, and it probably won't continue to exist in its current form much longer. Exactly. I don't know exactly what will happen with it, but it'll be renamed Trumptok and sold to Meta. I don't know about that because I heard that China got a law that, you know, like it'll be a compromise to sell a Chinese company to another, you know, to another entity. So yeah, I think TikTok will be going. Which some say has been trying to undermine TikTok for years, but you got to admire how Trump played this. He walked into his inauguration as the guy who managed to save a much-loved app from being unbanned by Democrats. Yes, I know that the reality of the situation is a lot more complex than that, but in politics, perception is reality. And the perception here is that Democrats owned the TikTok ban and Trump reversed it. Then it says here, Trump's TikTok victory wasn't entirely of his own making, to be fair. The Democrats essentially gift wrapped it and handed it to him with bended knee. But what else do you expect from the Democrats? They're terrible at messaging. No, they ain't terrible at messaging. They just departed the duopoly along the Republicans. A lot of people say it's the messaging. Democrats are bad at messaging. I never understood that. Like, it's not the messaging. It's just, you know, people looking into their bank accounts to see they overdraft or, you know, see a few cents in their bank account, and there's an incoming Democrat in a Democratic administration or a Republican administration. Of course, they'll get upset. The party is facing this lower rating in more than 30 years for a reason. It seems to have no idea who or what it stands for and is completely out of touch with popular concerns, particularly among young people. Polls show that 58% of Democrats and Democratic-leaning independents say the party needs major changes or to be completely reformed. It's not just TikTok facing an uncertain future. The Democrats need to evolve before they implode. I disagree with that last part. The Democrats are bought and paid for by corporations. The only thing they're going to evolve is corporate cash. So, so yeah, y'all. TikTok will not be saved. Trump said it himself. That it's worthless to him. Like, he literally said that. He said it's worthless. He just brought it back for a PR stunt. Like, it was just a big PR move, you know, to get his approval rating high, I guess. And then people say, well, at least, when it officially get banned in what they said, 75 days? I thought it was 90 days. Whatever. I don't know how long it is. People say, well, at least Donald Trump say TikTok, Joe Biden banned it. But it's still going. So, all right, guys, on to the next story. All right, guys, before I get to this next story, please be sure to hit the like button, like the video, helps us out in the algorithm. Much appreciated. All right, guys. So this right here says, why has U.S. President Trump removed sanctions on Israeli settlers? Yeah, I know, right? He does that while stopping foreign aid for other countries for 3 months. My thing is to stop foreign aid towards genocidal maniacs forever. Like 90 days. Like I thought you said you're gonna end the Ukraine war and it's still happening. Like, see, but I'm gonna read it. It's from Al Jazeera. It says the Israeli far right has celebrated Trump lifting sanctions imposed on some settlers by his predecessor Joe Biden. Well, it says among the host of executive orders signed by United States President Donald Trump following his inauguration on Monday was the lifting of sanctions imposed on more than 30 Israeli settler groups and entitled entities by the administration of former President Joe Biden. Settler violence have been affect the life of Palestinians living within the occupied West Bank, but the attacks and theft of Palestinian land has soared since the beginning of Israel's war in Gaza. But let me say this, like, yeah, Donald Trump ended the ceasefire. I mean, Donald Trump got a ceasefire done to make himself look good because, Donald Trump is, even though I don't like this dude, he's not a superly dumb person. He's not a superly dumb person. He can read a room. Like he can read a room. I noticed that. He know this war. Not war. He know this genocide was unpopular. So he, threatened say it'll be hell to pay and all that stuff. But like, why? But of course, why would you lift the sanctions towards Israeli settlers that are harming Palestinians? Like he don't give a shit about Palestinians. Like I want people to know that. Like there's probably some people that say, oh, maybe he care about Palestinians. Joe Biden didn't. Both of them don't. Both of them are genocidal maniacs. Like, but let me continue. It says, Trump's move has been celebrated by Israel far right, of course, although it came soon after the new president pushed for a ceasefire in Gaza, much to that faction's anger. So what can we learn from the removal of sanctions? And what will Trump policy on Israel and Palestine be? I think the reason why he probably lifted sanctions on the Israeli settlers is that because he wants that land in the West Bank. He wanted to build his resorts and hotels and shit there. That's what I think. But let me continue. It says, what are the sanctions imposed on the settlers? Under the terms of the sanctions, individuals and entities were blocked from accessing all U.S. property assets as well as the U.S. financial system. Who did the sanctions get? Illegal Israeli settlements have been built across the West Bank since it was seized by Israel in 1967. The settlements were built on seized Palestinian land and are part of an effort by the settler movement and the Israeli government to increase control over the West Bank. Palestinians emphasized that the settlements where they are not allowed to live effectively make it impossible to establish a Palestinian state. A number of individuals and entities have been hit by the sanctions. Among them were the Settlement Development Organization, Amana, as well as its society, I can't even pronounce that, Amana Ltd, both of which are determined by the U.S. officials to be among the organizations serving as an umbrella bodies for violent and extremist settlement activity. So basically, the sanctions kept them from accessing U.S. money and shit like that, which was good, I guess. But again, like that's just a half measure. You should have sanctioned Israel Joe Biden by a weapons embargo. Like this shit would have been over a long time ago. It probably would have even started, but like Donald Trump do things that he know that he gonna get a return for, right? Individuals such as, oh yeah, wait a minute, before I can read this next part, remember Sheldon Adelson gave him money. Like they want that fucking land in the West Bank. Like they want that land. That's why he did what he did. Told you, anything Trump does is for his benefit. Individuals such as David Chasdai, with convictions in Israel for violence against Palestinians reaching back more than a decade, were also included, as well as many settlers determined by U.S. officials who to have established illegal outposts or settlements on Palestinian land, such as Savid's Farm, established by settler Dazid Bar Yosef, described by the anti-occupation researcher Doror Itites as having been responsible for the most brutal assaults I ever heard about in terms of settler attacks. He said, however, despite the Biden administration's uncompromising rhetoric, plans to sanction the ultra-Orthodox Nazar Yehuda Battalion following a string of alleged abuses, including the arbitrary killing and torture of Palestinian civilians, were shelved after Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu publicly objected. Why did the U.S. impose sanctions on its ally citizens? It says the sanction came as the Biden administration faced pressure to use its power to stop Israel's war in Gaza genocide, including by suspending arms sales. Unwilling to do so, the administration instead carried out several lesser measures seeking to influence Israel's actions and signal its displeasure, such as the sanctions on select settler groups and individuals. So basically, what they're saying is that, Biden didn't want to stop the war, but he wanted to stop the extracurricular violence going on. Wow, like just crumbs. Like these motherfuckers nothing but good. These motherfuckers ain't good for nothing but delivering crumbs. Like, in November, the former the Department of State spokesperson Matthew Miller said that both Biden and his Secretary of State Anthony Blinken, fuck him too, have repeatedly stressed with their Israeli counterparts that Israel must do more to stop violence against civilians in the West Bank and to hold accountable those responsible for it. The Israeli government has been dominated by far-right pro-settlement figures, including Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich. Oh, hell yeah. Of course, and Ben Gvir, who was National Security Minister until last weekend, he resigned in protest against the ceasefire agreement between Israel and Hamas. Which the ceasefire to me seems like it's on thin ice for some reason, because Israel's still doing stupid shit. In November, Ben Gvir responded to an arrest warrant issued by the International Criminal Court for Netanyahu by suggesting Israel should annex the West Bank. Earlier the same month, in anticipation of a Trump presidency, Smotrich went further, ordering preparations to be made for the annexation of the occupied territory this year. Did the sanctions limit the violence? No. Of course not. Of course not. It didn't limit the violence. I did articles from Mundo Weiss a few months ago talking about Palestinians talking about the olive trees getting burned down by Israeli settlers and shit. Yeah, and they get beat up randomly. Like a settler comes and beat the Palestinians up, probably kill them too. Yeah, no surprise. Like that was just a weak ass measure by Biden to say I'm trying to get it all under control. But instead of stopping the genocide in Gaza, I'm just gonna just sanction the settlers. Though 2024, the period when the U.S. sanctions were imposed, the United States Office of Coordination of Humanitarian Services recorded the highest number of attacks in nearly 2 decades since OCHA began documenting such incidents, noting approximately 4,250 Palestinians displaced, 1,760 structures destroyed, and about 1,400 incidents involving Israeli settlers across the West Bank, including East Jerusalem. Al Jazeera and Rights Group, including Amnesty International, have tracked numerous incidents of settler violence against Palestinian homes over the course of Israel's war in Gaza, and constantly found settler attacks to have either been ignored or even abetted by security forces under the command of Ben Gvir. Man. So, yeah, guy. That's all I'm going to read right there. I'm not going to read all of it. So, yeah. Trump wants that land in the West Bank to build his resorts and stuff. So he he's basically telling the settlers, hell, it's hands off at this moment. Yeah. So on to the next story, which should be the last. All right, guys. So the last story I'm gonna talk about is, this came out today, and I talked about this on TikTok as well. It says judge blocks Trump blatantly unconstitutional executive order that aims to end birthright citizenship. I might play this. I'm gonna play this right here. Let's see.
Challenges over this executive order will ultimately reach our Supreme Court. We have different lawsuits around the country. The one with the states, there are some being launched by immigrant rights groups, the ACLU, and they're going to wind their way through the American court system. Although, just with a caveat, this issue has not been a controversy in more than 100 years. It is very well-settled law, as you mentioned earlier.
My opinion about the reason why he's doing that is because red meat to his base. Just red meat. Like I really believe that he really don't give a shit. He just his base is so infatuated with immigration and taking all our jobs, and they having kids here, and they could be citizens and steal our jobs. Like, it's not even happening like that. Jesus, like, that's why I don't talk to these people. Like, I should. Well, the other ones, like, I'll talk to somebody that's on the right, as long as they unhinged. Like, but wow, here we go.
Earlier. So it's going to be a very steep legal challenge for the Trump administration to try and circumvent the 14th Amendment, the Supreme Court precedent. It was interesting to me that the executive order did not hint at...
It was the 14th Amendment. I thought it was 21st or 22nd. I'm so slow.
Offer any legal basis for what the order is attempting to do. And in this country, we know the president does have great discretion over immigration policy, but he cannot unilaterally rewrite immigration law, let alone change our constitution.
Yeah, 14th Amendment. So I my thing is, I wouldn't be surprised. Man, it's the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, like, why does that even exist, in my opinion? Like, these people, like, okay, but the Supreme Court they have no term limits. Like, I never understood that. Like, it's term limits in every other part of serving, like, other part of the government, executive and legislative, they have term limits. Yeah, like 2 years in the Congress. A lot of these people get voted back in because their district is basically a lame duck district, and the people are delusional. And it's not the people's fault. It's the system. Like, the system had told you it's been only two parties. No third parties don't really exist. Since what they did in the 90s, when the only reason why Bush lost is because of Bob Dole, which they won't tell you, but yeah. And also, now let me play this. Hold on. I'm going off on a tangent here.
Constitution.
So what we're doing here is really guessing at what the Trump administration are going to do here. And there is some suggestion that the executive order could attempt to offer a more narrow interpretation of the 14th Amendment and what that means, right? And I mean specifically related to some wording in the 14th Amendment that says that undocumented people and their children are subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. Do you think there's going to be an attempt here by the Trump administration to reinterpret
the jurisdiction? That means from border to border. What the fuck?
This amendment?
I think that's pretty much the only legal avenue that they could pursue, this one clause where they can debate whether or not undocumented people are subject to American laws. But as I have explained to people in the past, if you live in the United States and you can get a speeding ticket, then you're subject to our laws. And if you think about it, if we accept the Trump administration's viewpoint that undocumented people are not subject to U.S. laws, therefore, by that same logic, the U.S. government has no right to deport them because they're not subject to our laws.
Ooh, wow. So Wow, that do make sense. Wow, yeah, like, hey, we had nothing to do with you. Like, hey, so yeah, so why, like, if the Trump administration is making that stupid ass point, then why are you trying to deport him now? Just leave him there. Oh God, told you, red meat to his base, guys.
So,
Yeah.
this, you could talk in circles around this, but what's troubling to me is that these debates, like we've seen in the past, the debates over DACA, debates over Obamacare, they inject a lot of uncertainty and fear into our system. So people are wondering about their parents' status, wondering about the future, say, of their newborns, or whether their children will be able to be citizens. That's not a good place for us to be. I also very much feel that this is part of a broader strategic plan by the Trump administration to potentially redefine who is an American, or who gets to be an American.
Yeah, like what Trump said, don't know people from Norway and Sweden, like those could be American. They could be Americans, but it's like the people that are brown that come from the South. Like, yeah, it's a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a race factor in this too as well. I guess he's keeping 100.
Because for many, many years, for decades, challenging birthright citizenship would have been considered a radical and extreme proposition. Now it's the center of a national debate. He has brought this idea into the mainstream, and 51% of Americans, according to Gallup, are against ending birthright citizenship. But that's a very slim majority.
Yeah.
So this is where we are right now.
All right, guys. So that's that. So yeah, y'all, that's that. I'm not studying Elon Musk.
So, Kara, I don't know if anybody should be surprised by this, but
Let me see. I hate when they had the video playing on the side, whatever. It says a federal judge. Make it bigger. There you go. It says a federal judge said Thursday that the President Donald Trump executive order ending birthright citizenship was blatantly unconstitutional, and issued a temporary restraining order to block it. So the judge named, John Kahingner, a Ronald Reagan appointee. Wow, that's shocking. Who sits in Seattle, granted the request by Washington Attorney General Nick Brown and 3 other Democratic-led states for the emergency order halting implementation of the policy for the next 14 days. While there are more briefings in the legal challenge. I have been on the bench for over 4 decades. I can't remember another case whether the question presented there was clear. Clofner, I'm getting this guy's name wrong. He said, "Where were the lawyers when the decision to sign the executive order was made?" the judge asked. He said that it boggled his mind that a member of the bar would claim the order was constitutional. The Democratic-led states are seeking temporary restraining order as they argue that Trump's executive order is a blatant violation of the Constitution's 14th Amendment, which guarantees citizenship to all children born on U.S. soil and subject to jurisdiction thereof. Yeah, that makes sense, because my thing is, if they're not if they're not entitled to rights, then you don't have the right to deport them. I mean, they're not entitled to abide by government law, then you don't have the right to deport them. Like, that don't make any sense. It says an attorney for the state of Washington, Lane Pazula, told the judge that births cannot be paused while the court considers the case. Babies are being born today here in the plaintiff states that are around the country where they cloud cast over their citizenship. Pazula said children denied citizenship under the Trump order will face long-term substantial negative impacts, he said. Palooza also argued that Trump administration not only ignored these harms in the filings it has submitted and far in the dispute, but the harm appears to be the purpose of the executive order. Beyond the impact that Trump's order will have on their residents, Washington and the other states are arguing that the end of birthright citizenship will burden their state programs financially and logistically. As those children are shut off from federal benefits that they will be entitled to as citizens. Trump administration argued that the clause, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, allows the president to exclude the children of undocumented immigrants and even children whose parents are lawfully present but lack permanent legal status. The Department of Justice Attorney Brett Shumate urged the judge to hold off on issuing an emergency order blocking the policy until there was more briefing on the policy. I understand your concern, Shumate said, but he urged the court against making a snap judgment on the merits. Shumate noted that the other cases challenging the executive order are moving on a slower timeline and argued that imminent harm is threatening the states. Imminent harm? Come on, man. At the White House on Thursday, Trump told reporters the administration would contest the ruling. Yeah, which will take months. So yeah, y'all. That's all I had to talk about today. Shout out to that judge, man. Ronald Reagan appointee. Holy shit. I don't want anybody back to like Nixon. I doubt that, but yeah. The 14th Amendment clear states like if you were born here, you're a naturalized U.S. citizen. What's the fucking deal? They little kids born like babies, then they turn into adults. Again, like Trump don't really care about this shit. It's just red meat to his base. That's why he signed the executive order. Okay, guys, that's the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. I love doing this shit again. Like, this is my therapy because I can't afford therapy because I'm poor. So, on the bottom of your ticker, be sure to follow me and Ty Pizzle on Red Note. Red Note is like our new Twitter right now because Twitter is shit now. Only reason I'm still on there because of this network. And without that, I will not be on here anymore. Ty Pizzle's username is Ty Pizzle85 and mine is AndreX24. And also, too, like the video. It's free. Don't cost you a thing. So, all right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the Good Faith Show. I'm your host, Andre Morton, signing out. Have a good one. And also, too, before I go, fuck Benjamin Netanyahu.